I'm with Hugo Templeman from Glovo Care Group. Now we're at a big party for the Sapinda Rainbow Foundation, and all the proceeds from tonight are going to your care group. Isn't that right?
That's an amazing thing to hear, and it is fantastic. It's the truth, and let's hope that it generates a lot, because there's a lot to be done still in this country.
Hugo, tell me about Glovo.
Glovo is an organization who started in 1994 in a little township in Limpopo, very impoverished, very underprivileged. And we built a medical center there and a childcare program, and then it grew and it became infrastructure and it became research. And now there work about 220 people in development, and we hope that we can assist and educate the community to stand up for themselves and generate a better life and a better South Africa for them.
Now, when you say assist and educate the community, what areas are you focusing on?
Well, HIV/AIDS, TB is of course the scourge of this country, which we need to address on a daily basis, because there still die 650 people in South Africa alone on HIV/AIDS related causes. But the inequity of this country, the deep poverty. We are called a middle income country, but 53% of the people do not have daily access to food. That's a criminal statement. 1 out of 3 women in this country, her first sexual encounter is rape. That's not a country where you would like to live in. We need to change that, and you can only change that when you're teaching a community to stand up for itself.
Now, Hugo, tell me about why you wanted to start this program. I mean, it's 10 years old now, I believe. What were your main motivations to start this?
Well, I'm Dutch from origin. I came here for an initial 3 years contract. I forgot to go home, and I fell in love with this country. But if you really want to enjoy this country, all its problems are yours, and not only the joy. It's of course fantastic that a party like this is hosted. But on the other hand, there are millions who are suffering from hunger, from disease, from no access to care, from no proper education and no chances in life. And that is what my life stands for, and what our care group stands for, that we bring a little bit of light, which we can afford in this country, to everybody, so that they also can develop and actualize and get the maximum out of their lives.
Now, you do a lot of work with young people. What are some common misconceptions the young South Africans have when it comes to their health? We're talking about HIV/AIDS and TB. What are some misconceptions they have?
Well, I think that all the misconceptions there are is wrong education, wrong awareness, and the noses haven't always been in the right direction. And we mustn't forget, if we educate youth about HIV/AIDS, about sexuality, and we don't educate their caregivers, then they want to confirm my messaging, and the mother says, no, 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 no. So we need to educate this whole country in the fact that we have a manageable problem, where if we stand all behind it, we can better this world, we can reduce the death of AIDS, we can reduce the impact of AIDS, and we can provide hope. And if you live in a country where hope is not available, then you must still wonder, do we have the funds to fund the electricity at the end of the tunnel?
Now, you said that we must all stand behind these causes, and I think everybody watching this video would agree with you. But what are some of the main obstacles you face?
What has changed tremendously in this country, and I want to compliment this country is the political commitment. 10 years ago, we were cursed if you gave antiretrovirals. Today you're mainstream and everybody does it, and we do it properly. The biggest problem we still have is providing access to care. That's a logistic problem. The other problem we have is that there are too many people who are still so afraid of the word HIV/AIDS that even if they think about it, they don't dare to go to the doctor, and they come too late. And they come too late in such a way that they're on the verge of dying, and that should stop. So stigma should stop, awareness should stop. The sexual equality should be much more discussed in this country, because the reason why over 60% of the people who are HIV positive are women is because of sexual oppression. And there we have to work on. We have to work on a scala of things, but we have to work especially on what I think norms and values which bring back that people are respected if they want to say no, that sexuality is not just an act, but that it's an act of love, and that we bring it back to those norms again, and that finally we find a way of living together in this beautiful country with all its color it has and all its possibilities it has, that we all decide that there's a place for everybody in a human and in a dignified manner. And if we can reach that, then we make this really a rainbow nation, and we make the world in total looking a little bit better.
Now, if somebody watching this wants to get involved with Ndlovu, how can they find you?
www.ndlovucaregroup.com, and I'll repeat it one more time, www.ndlovucaregroup.com, and they're all welcome, and we love to have people come and visit us and see that it can be done if you mobilize the community.